The year was 1954. Post-war England was still grappling with austerity, but a different kind of fervor was gripping the nation: football. Not just any football, but the impending World Cup in Switzerland. Yet, amidst the national anticipation, a quieter drama was unfolding within the confines of the Park Pruitt Hospital, a sprawling psychiatric institution in Basingstoke, Hampshire. Here, within its red brick walls and manicured lawns, a football team was being forged, not from seasoned athletes, but from patients battling mental illness. The Park Pruitt Hospital Football Club was more than just a recreational outlet. It was an experiment, a radical attempt to use sport as a therapeutic tool. The man at the helm of this unusual endeavor was a figure as unconventional as the team itself: Harry Allen, a hospital charge nurse with an unwavering belief in the power of football. Allen wasn't a trained coach in the conventional sense. He was a caregiver, a compassionate observer of human behavior, and a lifelong football enthusiast. He saw in the beautiful game a potential to unlock something within his patients, to reignite a sense of purpose and camaraderie often dulled by their conditions. The hospital itself was a microcosm of post-war society, a repository of lives fractured by trauma, illness, and the lingering shadow of conflict. Many of the patients had endured experiences that would break the average person: shell shock from the war, debilitating depression, and the isolating effects of schizophrenia. Traditional treatments of the era were often limited, and the atmosphere within the hospital could be stifling, a world unto itself. Allen recognized the need for something more, a way to break through the barriers of mental illness and connect with his patients on a human level. His approach was simple yet profound: treat the players as individuals, not just as patients. He understood that each man had a story, a personality, and a unique set of skills. Both on and off the pitch, he fostered a sense of belonging, creating a team where everyone, regardless of their abilities, had a role to play. The training sessions were not about rigorous drills or demanding tactics. They were about enjoyment, teamwork, and the simple pleasure of kicking a ball. The opposition they faced was varied and often surprising. They played against local village teams, other hospital sides, and even military units stationed nearby. These matches were more than just games. They were opportunities for the patients to reintegrate with the outside world, to challenge the stigmas associated with mental illness, and to prove that they were capable of achieving something meaningful. The results on the field were secondary to the therapeutic benefits, but the team's surprising success began to draw attention. The local community initially regarded the Park Pruitt team with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. Mental illness was still a taboo subject, shrouded in misunderstanding and fear. But as the team continued to play and demonstrate their skill and sportsmanship, attitudes began to shift. The players became local heroes, celebrated for their resilience and determination. Their matches drew crowds, and the hospital grounds became a place of community gathering, a space where social barriers were broken down. Allen's methods weren't without their critics. Some in the medical establishment questioned the efficacy of using football as therapy, dismissing it as a frivolous distraction from more serious treatments. Others worried about the potential for injuries or emotional distress among the patients, but Allen remained steadfast in his belief, arguing that the benefits far outweighed the risks. He meticulously documented his observations, tracking the players' progress both on and off the field, and presenting his findings to skeptical colleagues. The story of the Park Pruitt Hospital Football Club is a testament to the power of sport to heal and unite. It's a story about challenging perceptions, breaking down barriers, and finding humanity in the most unexpected places. It's a story about Harry Allen, the unassuming charge nurse who saw potential where others saw only illness, and who used the beautiful game to transform the lives of his patients. It's a story that resonates even today, reminding us of the importance of empathy, inclusion, and the enduring power of the human spirit. It is a story that, despite its humble origins, speaks to something profoundly universal about the capacity for hope and healing, even in the darkest of times. Beyond the immediate therapeutic effects, the Park Pruitt experiment subtly challenged the very definition of athleticism and competition. It forced observers to reconsider what constitutes winning and losing. Frequently, the triumphs were not measured in goals scored, but in the small victories of individual players. A patient who hadn't spoken in months suddenly shouting encouragement to a teammate, or someone overcoming severe anxiety to complete a full match. These individual achievements, largely invisible to the casual spectator, were the true hallmarks of success for Allen and his team. A compelling case study in the team's impact involved a patient named Thomas, a withdrawn individual diagnosed with catatonic schizophrenia. Initially, Thomas refused to participate in any activities, remaining isolated and unresponsive. Allen, with characteristic patience, gradually coaxed him into attending training sessions. Initially just as an observer, slowly, Thomas began to show flickers of interest, first by retrieving stray balls, then by mimicking the movements of the other players. Eventually, he agreed to join in, and while his physical coordination was limited, his enthusiasm was undeniable. Over time, Thomas's engagement with the team correlated with a marked improvement in his overall condition. He started interacting with other patients, participating in group therapy, and even expressing a desire to return to his family. Football, in this instance, served as a catalyst, unlocking a potential that had been dormant for years. Moreover, the team's existence prompted a reevaluation of the role of institutions like Park Pruitt within the broader community. Instead of being seen as isolated asylums, these hospitals could potentially serve as hubs for social interaction and integration. The football matches provided a space for patients and community members to interact on equal footing, fostering empathy and understanding. The shared experience of cheering on the team helped to bridge the gap between us and them, challenging the prevailing stigma surrounding mental illness. This transformative effect extended beyond the immediate vicinity of the hospital, inspiring similar initiatives in other institutions across the country. Consider, too, the lasting legacy of Harry Allen's approach to treatment. While football therapy may not be a mainstream practice today, his emphasis on individualized care, patient empowerment, and the use of recreational activities to promote well-being remains highly relevant. Modern therapeutic approaches increasingly recognize the importance of holistic care, addressing not just the symptoms of mental illness, but also the social, emotional, and physical needs of the individual. Allen's pioneering work at Park Pruitt serves as a reminder that innovative and compassionate approaches can often yield remarkable results, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. His legacy extends beyond the football pitch, influencing the way mental health is approached and treated. In addition, the story of the Park Pruitt team also offers valuable insights into the nature of leadership. Allen was not a dictatorial coach, barking orders from the sidelines. Instead, he adopted a more collaborative and supportive approach, empowering his players to take ownership of their team and their recovery. He recognized that each player had unique strengths and weaknesses, and he tailored his coaching to meet their individual needs. This style of leadership, characterized by empathy, understanding, and a genuine concern for the well-being of others, proved to be highly effective in fostering a sense of trust and camaraderie within the team. Reflecting on this journey thus far, we began to discern a pattern, an echo of something fundamental about the human condition itself. It's not merely a tale of sporting achievement against improbable odds, but rather a study in the potential for unexpected catalysts to unlock latent capabilities. The football field, in this context, becomes less a stage for athletic prowess and more a crucible for personal transformation. It's as though the simple act of pursuing a shared objective, of striving together towards a tangible goal, can disrupt the inertia of mental stagnation and foster a sense of collective purpose. Consider the implications beyond the hospital walls. The Park Pruitt experiment, in its own unassuming way, posed a challenge to conventional wisdom regarding mental illness and societal integration. It suggested that the boundaries between normal and abnormal are far more porous than we often assume, and that the act of inclusion, of offering opportunities for participation and belonging, can be profoundly therapeutic in and of itself. The story quietly whispers that perhaps our collective understanding of mental health needs to evolve, moving away from purely clinical models and embracing a more holistic, community-oriented approach. Drawing these threads together, we see a tapestry woven with resilience, compassion, and the transformative power of human connection. It's a reminder that even within the confines of institutional settings, individuals are capable of remarkable growth and achievement when given the opportunity to engage with the world on their own terms. The narrative subtly underscores the importance of challenging preconceived notions and embracing innovative approaches to care, particularly when traditional methods fall short. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer, not as a prescription for replicating the Park Pruitt model, but as an invitation to explore alternative avenues. For fostering well-being and social inclusion, it's a call to reevaluate the role of recreational activities, community engagement, and individualized support in promoting mental health, both within institutional settings and in the broader community. The story serves as a potent reminder that even the simplest of interventions, when delivered with empathy and understanding, can have a profound impact on the lives of individuals struggling with mental illness. As we pivot towards the final reflection, let's entertain a brief analogy. Imagine a garden overgrown with weeds, seemingly barren and unproductive. Traditional methods might involve harsh chemicals or aggressive pruning, potentially damaging the delicate plants struggling to survive beneath the surface. But what if, instead, we focused on nurturing the soil, providing sunlight and water, and gently removing the obstacles that hinder growth? The Park Pruitt story suggests that a similar approach could be applied to mental health, fostering a supportive environment where individuals can flourish and reach their full potential, even in the face of adversity. This approach, like tending a garden, requires patience, dedication, and a genuine belief in the inherent capacity for growth and renewal. The narrative of Park Pruitt isn't confined to a bygone era, it echoes into our present, a subtle yet persistent reminder that the most profound transformations often arise from the most unassuming of circumstances. The true victory wasn't merely the goals scored or the matches won, but the quiet revolutions occurring within the hearts and minds of those who dared to believe in the possibility of something more. It's a testament to the enduring power of human connection, a beacon illuminating the path toward a more compassionate and inclusive world. The legacy of Harry Allen and his unlikely football team transcends the realm of sporting anecdotes. It serves as a potent symbol of the untapped potential that lies dormant within us all, waiting to be awakened by a spark of empathy, a sense of purpose, or simply the opportunity to belong. It compels us to reconsider our preconceived notions about mental illness, challenging us to see beyond the labels and diagnoses, and to recognize the inherent humanity that resides within each individual. And so, the story of the Park Pruitt Hospital Football Club becomes more than just a historical footnote. It evolves into a timeless parable about the transformative power of hope, the importance of challenging societal stigmas, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. It whispers a gentle invitation to cultivate a more empathetic and understanding world, one where everyone has the opportunity to thrive regardless of their challenges. The true practice begins now, not on a manicured football pitch, but in the everyday moments of our lives. It resides in the willingness to extend a hand to those who are struggling, to listen without judgment, and to create spaces where everyone feels valued and respected. It calls for a shift in perspective, a conscious effort to see the world through the eyes of others and to recognize the shared humanity that binds us together. Let the echoes of Park Pruitt reverberate through our actions, inspiring us to become catalysts for positive change in our own communities. Let us remember that even the smallest acts of kindness can have a profound impact, and that the true measure of our society lies not in its achievements, but in the way it cares for its most vulnerable members. The game may be over, but the opportunity to make a difference continues, beckoning us to step onto the field of human connection and play our part in creating a world where everyone has the chance to win.